China has dug a massive tunnel beneath Russian territory to reach Georgia. Welcome to the latest installment of the Top Secret program. A massive hole, immeasurably deep and full of mystery, was dug through the ground of vast Russia, reaching all the way to Georgia. Is this a mad conspiracy to seize resources, or a bold move that will completely reshape the world's geopolitical map? Each thrust of the hoe, each inch of soil torn open, concealed an ambition so terrifying it made one shudder with dread. Little Georgia waits in eager, carefree anticipation, while even mighty Russia remains utterly unaware of that terrible secret. China digs a massive tunnel through the mountains to connect transportation between the east and west. It can be affirmed that China is a master at constructing infrastructure projects on an astonishing scale and at an incredible speed. From sea-spanning bridges and treacherous mountain tunnels to complex multi-level transportation systems, they never hesitate to take on any project, no matter how challenging. Recently, there has been much speculation that China is discreetly carrying out an extremely bold plan. They dug a massive tunnel through the heart of Russia, leading straight to Georgia. To say it can. This project goes beyond mere excavation. It involves grand visions and ambitious plans. From the economic and trade sectors to the scale of geopolitical influence worldwide. How did it all begin, and what led us to choose Georgia as our destination? To better understand, we need to turn back time to a small but resource-rich land, located south of the Caucasus mountain range. Georgia, a small country situated between Russia and Turkey, has long been renowned for its abundant natural resources, especially mineral water and various types of fruit. It is said that there are over 730 mineral water springs scattered throughout this area. Turn it into a natural treasure that many nations covet. Every year, Georgia extracts and exports thousands of tons of mineral water, with the majority of it being shipped to Russia, its giant neighbor to the north. In 2024 alone, they exported over 1,400 tons of mineral water to Russia, accounting for over 50% of the total export turnover. This figure brought in nearly $77 million. But that's not all. Fruit, particularly citrus varieties, also provides a significant source of income for this region. With an annual harvest of over 50,000 tons of citrus fruit, Georgia not only meets domestic demand but also exports to the Russian market, earning millions of US dollars. These figures make one thing abundantly clear: trade with Russia is Georgia's economic lifeline. And it all depends on the connecting route between the two countries. But that path is not always smooth and easy. That is the S3 route, also known as the Georgian Military Road, the only overland route connecting the territories of the two countries. Though captivated by the majestic beauty of the mountain ranges, ancient villages, and historical relics along the way, the journey still held many hidden dangers. The narrow, winding road snakes along the mountainside, making driving here nothing short of a perilous adventure. Moreover, the harsh weather and the ever-present risk of landslides and falling rocks from above pose a constant and imminent threat. They say that just one heavy rain or a strong gust of wind is enough to completely block the entire road, leaving convoys of cargo trucks waiting helplessly and hopelessly. It was for this very reason that the idea of a new, safer route began to germinate, and this was also the moment China entered the game with ambitions to change the landscape. S3 Highway and its deadly dangers. The S3 route is not merely a road connecting Russia with Abkhazia. It also serves as a vital artery, sustaining trade flows not only between these two nations but also with neighboring countries such as Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey. Every year, this route transports millions of tons of goods from all over the world for distribution to consumers in many different countries. In 2024 alone, over 4.8 million tons of goods were cleared at the border checkpoint on the S3 route. This figure alone speaks volumes about the bustling activity and importance of this border gate. Every day, tens of thousands of heavy trucks continuously roll along this route, transporting a wide variety of goods, from purified bottled water and fresh fruit to essential industrial products. For Georgia, this route is not merely a passageway, but has become an economic artery. It contributes nearly 90% of the nation's total economic output, a telling figure that demonstrates the complete dependence of this small nation on that strategic road. However, the price to be paid for maintaining this dependency is not insignificant, both in financial terms and in terms of potential safety risks. Imagine a multi-ton truck having to crawl along a narrow, winding road with breathtakingly sharp turns. On one side, a sheer cliff face rose precipitously, looming as if ready to come crashing down at the slightest disturbance. On the other side lies a bottomless abyss. The slightest misstep would send both car and occupants plummeting into the unfathomable depths. Driving through here, the driver needs not only masterful vehicle control skills but also nerves of steel, ready to face any unexpected situation that nature might throw their way at any moment. S3 road is not always as peaceful as its outward beauty suggests. Every year, news of horrific rock and landslide incidents along this route is still frequently reported, making it a constant threat. Once, an entire long stretch of road was completely blocked by earth and rocks that had cascaded down from the mountain, forming a barrier wall up to 20 meters high. The overflowing Terek River has caused flooding and damaged a gas pipeline running from Russia to Armenia. Such incidents not only disrupt the flow of commerce between nations but also cause economic damage amounting to millions of dollars. Not to mention the human losses when people are unfortunately buried in the mud and rockslides. Another time in 2022, the border checkpoint on the S3 route was forced to close for several days due to a severe landslide, causing goods to be held up and accumulate in long queues. Businesses are falling into a state of anxiety and disarray as they are unable to deliver orders to customers on time. These incidents are no longer rare occurrences, but have become a familiar part of life for those who regularly travel on that road. Therefore, Jia could not remain idle and was compelled to find a way to break free from the vicious cycle of natural disasters. They need a new solution, a path forward that is no longer dependent on the whims of the weather, no longer having to cower before sudden landslides or unexpected storms. But to make that a reality, they need a capable and experienced partner to take on that major challenge. And then China, a nation renowned for its world-class infrastructure capabilities, entered the story as the perfect, almost unexpected, choice. From this point, rumors about the gigantic hole began to spread, though in reality it was not a project spanning the entirety of Russia as many had imagined. In reality, this is an ambitious plan in Georgia's Caucasus Mountains, where the S3 route is facing a series of complex problems that conventional measures cannot resolve. This story is not merely about the construction of a new road. It also contains profound layers of meaning that continually pique one's curiosity about the true message behind it. China and its mountain-piercing ambition. China has long been renowned for its ability to create large-scale infrastructure projects that amaze the world. They dug hundreds of tunnels through treacherous mountain ranges, erected bridges tens of kilometers long spanning the open sea, and created transportation routes so astonishing that merely hearing about them is enough to leave one in awe. For Georgia, a small nation at the foot of the Caucasus Mountains, China has brought an ambitious project named Khav Echobay. This is not an ordinary road, but rather an alternative to the most dangerous section of the S3 route, where vehicles must navigate risky, narrow, and winding mountain paths. Instead of having drivers continue to face dangers on perilous mountain passes, the project will route traffic through the heart of the mountains via a modern system of tunnels and overpasses. The new route has a total length of 23 kilometers, including 5 tunnels of varying lengths, from 194 meters to over 1,500 meters. Among these is a main tunnel stretching up to 9 kilometers in length with a diameter of up to 15 meters. This is the longest tunnel in Georgia's history. To realize this idea, China mobilized colossal machines, of such scale and power that they are awe-inspiring to behold. The project's main tunnel boring machine weighs up to 4,000 tons and has a cross-sectional diameter of 15 meters, setting an unprecedented record in Georgia. Not only is it large in scale, but it also operates at an astonishing speed, excavating over 426 meters in just 1 month and finishing nearly a month ahead of schedule. This tunnel was not built on level ground or easily workable terrain. It must penetrate through layers of rock as hard as steel, softer rock strata, and even sedimentary layers formed by volcanic activity over millions of years. This is a job that demands a high level of technical expertise, absolute precision, and the ability to adapt flexibly to complex geological conditions. But that's not all. Near the construction site, there is also a volcano. Although dormant, its presence still poses a significant challenge to the team of engineers. For China, These obstacles are not barriers but rather opportunities to demonstrate its superior capabilities. They equip the crusher with the most advanced technologies, from modern coupling systems to a cutting head capable of flexibly rotating in both directions, up to the powerful engine with a capacity of up to 9,500 kilowatts, capable of conquering the most challenging terrains. In addition to the impressive tunnel system, the KHEV Kobe project also features 6 bridges with varying lengths, ranging from 42 meters to 435 meters. Among these, the most prominent is the 426-meter-long, 166-meter-high arch bridge with a 285-meter arch span. This is the first arch bridge built in Georgia, an unprecedented engineering achievement in the country. All of these structures were designed to withstand the harsh weather patterns typical of the sand dune region. From violent storms to the risk of rock and landslides, and even earthquakes. Once completed, the KHEV Kobe route will reduce travel time from over an hour to just about 15 minutes. The S3 route not only brings convenience to the people of Georgia, but also plays a vital role in transporting goods for many other countries. These figures and achievements are truly impressive, but many questions still remain unanswered behind them. China is acting this way for the benefit of Georgia, or are they actually pursuing a larger, unseen agenda? Economic benefits and profound concerns are two sides of the same coin, always coexisting and influencing one another. The EV Kobe KH project is not merely a new route, it also carries the promise of a brighter future for Georgia's economy. With this route, goods will be transported more quickly, no longer having to endure the sluggishness or delays of the past. From that point, Georgia had the opportunity to expand and strengthen trade relations with Russia and its neighboring countries. In 2024 alone, the total bilateral trade volume between Georgia and Russia surpassed the $2.5 billion USD mark. An increase of over 54% compared to the same period last year. This significant progress highlights the immense economic potential of this cooperative relationship. This modern and safe KEF-Kobe road will certainly be the driving force behind those numbers continuing to grow in the coming time. It is not only Russia that benefits. Countries such as Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey will also find it much more convenient to transport goods from Asia to Europe via Georgia. For local residents, travel time has been significantly shortened. The tourism industry has the opportunity to develop dramatically, while also opening up many new and highly promising business opportunities. Furthermore, a tourism and agricultural service center built within the project's framework also promises to generate many new jobs, simultaneously promoting sustainable development for this resource-rich region. However, not everyone welcomed or was enthusiastic about China's participation in this project. Residents of the Ha-Jia Valley, where the KEF-Kobe road passes through, are living in a state of constant day and night anxiety. They are concerned that strong vibrations from the tunneling activity could cause the mountain's snow layer to slide, trigger avalanches, or damage ancient houses built using the dry stone technique. These structures have stood firm through hundreds of years of historical upheavals. Environmental protection organizations have also warned about the project's negative impacts on the local ecosystem. They expressed concern that wildlife in the area could be affected, and inadequately surveyed areas could be disturbed before their true value is fully realized by humanity. Furthermore, this land also preserves valuable relics dating back to the Neolithic period. However, it appears this construction process was undertaken without a comprehensive cultural survey, resulting in a failure to fully protect those heritages. Residents of Ski Village, an ancient village located in the vicinity of the project, they even fear that the historical values they have always cherished could be instantly destroyed, merely to exchange for a path of modernization that they themselves may not even need. In the past, some Chinese overseas projects have faced heavy criticism for a lack of transparency in their implementation. The progress is delayed, simultaneously causing negative impacts on the local community, which are not being promptly addressed. In Yogyakarta, although the KHEV Kobe project officially concluded in April 2024 and was highly regarded for its technical merits, however, the voice of the people remains an issue that has not been thoroughly resolved. They wondered whether the economic benefits brought by this route were truly sufficient to compensate for the environmental and cultural risks they were facing. And more importantly, is China truly coming here just to help Zogya develop, or is this essentially a move within a larger strategy they're quietly implementing? The answer remains open-ended, leaving one to ponder the true meaning of this collaboration. Belt and Road. To understand why China is investing a massive amount of money into Zogye, we need to take a broader view. Stepping beyond the confines of this small nation to view the entire panorama of the Belt and Road Initiative. The New Silk Road is another name by which many people know it. This plan was initiated in 2013 under the leadership of President Xi Jinping. And this is not just an isolated project, but a grand ambition to connect three continents: Asia, Europe and Africa are interconnected through a dense network of highways, railways, and an extensive system of seaports. With the participation of over 60 countries, this initiative has transcended the framework of mere infrastructure construction projects. At the same time, this is also the method by which China gradually expands its influence on the international stage, both economically and politically. In that overall picture, Zogye emerges as a strategic bright spot, an irreplaceable linchpin due to its unique geographical position. The intersection of East and West has become a vital bridge within the global trade corridor that China is pursuing. The KHEV project, with its trans-mountain route and modern overpass, is but a single small piece in that grand plan, and yet China shows no intention of stopping. They are also investing in the Anakalia port, a multi-billion-dollar project with the ambition of turning Zogye into the region's leading maritime transport hub in the Caucasus. Upon its inauguration, Anakalia port will have an annual handling capacity of up to 100 million tons of cargo, 100 times greater than the combined capacity of the entire existing port system in Zogye. Goods from China will be transported through Kazakhstan, cross the Caspian Sea by ferry, pass through Azerbaijan and Georgia, and then continue on to Turkey or other European countries via the Black Sea. This is the shortest route connecting the Asian and European continents, and China aims to position itself as the central coordinating hub of this network. The connection of Anakalia port to the KHEVEI-Kobe route not only brings commercial benefits but also helps them consolidate their position on the geopolitical chessboard, where every move is carefully calculated to